JPEX is our annual trade event where we bring in all our international partners, tour operators, wholesalers, medias, travel agents to really showcase and highlight all that is happening in Brand Jamaica. New openings, new attractions, just a wealth of breadth of activities that we have. And just to remind the world that, of course, the only place to vacation is in Jamaica.
Nicola Madden-Gregg there, speaking at the launch of the annual tourism trade show, the Jamaica Product Exchange, JPEX. The opening ceremony kicks off today at Harmony Beach Park, and this year's staging promises to be an exceptional one. Hello and welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am Adrian Atkinson and we have a wonderful show packaged just for you. Don't go anywhere. More after this message.
So one of the things that you want baby to do once initially breastfeeding is to latch properly. So you want to get them to open wide. How we get baby to open wide is to use the nipple to touch the nose or the top lip, and they will try to open wide, feeling what is there. And once they open wide, you want to push the nipple as far back in the mouth as possible, and you want the baby to latch onto the areola. So contrary to popular belief, we don't want the baby to latch onto the nipple, we want them to latch onto the areola, so as far back as possible. So where my fingers are is where you want baby to latch. You don't want them latching here, that's what causes pain, cracked and bleeding nipples, and maybe baby doesn't get enough milk. Usually, if it is that mommy has a flat or an inverted nipple, which tends to happen in a lot of moms, is we think that they can't breastfeed, which is not true. So what you want to do is you want to ensure that the baby can still latch onto the areola. So you usually want to pinch where you can create an area of flesh. And once the baby can latch here, that's ideal.
Our elderly citizens are the pillars on which our nation stands. They have worked, served, and sacrificed to help build the society we enjoy today. As they enter their golden years, it is our duty to ensure that they are supported, protected, and valued. Through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, there's a range of programs that provide assistance and support. That's the conversation on this week's Get the Facts. Let's tune in.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. Across Jamaica, our elderly population has contributed greatly to the growth of our society. But with age comes challenges of health and limited income, thus the need for tailored social services. In observance of September being Senior Citizens Month, today we're looking to get the facts on Jamaica's social security programs and systems and the support they offer the elderly. We have with us for this discussion Mrs. Audrey Dear Williams. She's the Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. Mrs. Dear Williams, welcome to Get the Facts.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Let's jump right into getting some facts. So let's start off with definitions.
Sure.
When we say elderly, who are we talking about really?
So when we say elderly, and in fact, the proper term these days is older persons.
Older person.
Elderly sounds somewhat discriminatory, so we've moved to older persons. So for us, an older person is someone who is 60 years and over.
60 years and over.
Right,
Okay.
and that is consistent with the UN definition of somebody who is an older person.
Right. So in light of what we mentioned, perhaps health challenges, income challenges, this older person, these things come with that territory. What would you say are perhaps the top 2 social security programs they have available to them?
So at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, we have a number of social protection programs which are tailored and catering to our senior citizens.
Right.
So they can be categorized broadly into 2 segments. We have our non-contributory as well as contributory programs. So in terms of our contributory programs, most persons would know the National Insurance Scheme.
Right.
That is where most persons get their main source of pension from. As a matter of fact, the National Insurance Scheme currently caters to almost 150,000 pensioners across Jamaica and across the world.
Right.
So we have approximately 136,000 pensioners locally and another 12,000 pensioners overseas.
Okay. That's contributory.
Contributory. So you have to contribute to the National Insurance Scheme, meet our contribution requirements in order to benefit. And that is, you must make a minimum of 10 weekly average contributions over your working life to benefit from the National Insurance Scheme.
What about the non-contributory one?
So our non-contributory program is the social pension, which was launched in 2021. And that caters to persons who are 75 years and older, who do not receive a pension from any source, who are not in any government institution and have no other source of income.
Right.
And so we have a bi-monthly payment for those persons. Persons apply and can qualify for our social pension program.
Bit of an obvious question, but I just want to put it out there. You can't benefit from both.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
Right, one or the other.
Yes.
And you said something a while ago, you have to apply. So it's not just automatic that you're enrolled, for example, in the non-contributory scheme there.
No. You have to apply. You're required to apply. You can apply at any of our parish offices across the island.
Parish offices across the island. Because when we're talking about this class of Jamaican, we also have to consider things like mobility, access. There is an office that they can access wherever they are.
Yes.
Or near in whatever parish.
That's right. So there are parish offices established at main town centers in each parish. Right, so there is a parish office in each parish. Well, with Kingston and St. Andrew, we have one. The office at Ripon Road caters to National Insurance Scheme. And we have an office on Harbour Street, which is our public assistance department, which is where persons would go to apply for the social pension.
So nobody.
But I must add, though.
Please go ahead. Yes.
Because we pride ourselves in being the people's ministry. And some years ago, we said we take our services to the palms of our citizens. So we have established offices, satellite offices, right across the island. Each parish has satellite offices which are established where persons can go on a set basis to access our benefits, all of our benefits at those satellite offices. We have more than 26 satellite offices across the island.
Got it.
In each parish.
Got it. So that's in terms of accessing the offices. What about the service itself? Is there anything you can share with us about how we have made it easier to access or get into the benefits themselves? Really,
you do have to access the service by applying. Largely, our systems do not cater for online at the moment, but believe me, it is in our plan to take our services online, so persons will be able to access the benefits through online applications. We are working hard to ensure that we will be able to offer those in the near future.
All right, so we're going digital.
Digital.
And I assume not just even with applications, but we've heard about payments being...
That's right. So as of now, approximately 80% of our NIS pensioners receive payments through direct deposit. And it is so easy, so convenient for them. Any issues?
That's the feedback you're getting?
Yes, that's the feedback we get, and we're happy with that. In terms of our social pension, all of our payments are digital. So you either get a payment directly to your bank account or through the remittance agencies. And we work with our remittance agencies to ensure that, the service standards are there to meet the needs of our older persons.
Understood. We're about to take a small break. Now, we've gotten an overview of the existing programs and their benefits as we try as a country to ensure our seniors can live in dignity with support. So let's take that quick break right here. This is Get the Facts, and when we return, we look deeper into possible reforms, long-term sustainability, and how Jamaica can better secure the future for its seniors. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
those first couple of days after baby is born, you're feeling any sort of engorgement. Usually it's because there's some lymph fluid in the breast. We want to do a backward massage to get the lymph fluid back to the rest of the body, and then we can do a forward motion of hand expressing. And how you do that is you use your thumb and your forefinger, you press back into the chest wall, and then you squeeze. At no point in time should we be squeezing the nipple. It's always the areola, because this is where the milk ducts are situated. So you want to press back into the chest wall and squeeze, and then the milk will flow out.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. Before the break, we explored Jamaica's current social security systems for the elderly, or as our guest mentions, older Jamaicans. Still with us for the conversation is Mrs. Audrey Dear Williams, Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. Now, let's dig into how to strengthen these programs. We'll talk a little bit about the access itself, how to ensure sustainability and guarantee that no older person is left behind. Lady Dear Williams, let's pick up. We were talking about applying, right? Give us the facts on that. How does one apply?
So in order to apply, we need to, well, the applicant needs to take their IDs, their birth certificate, to the offices, or as I mentioned, we have our satellite offices.
Right.
They take them there, and there's an application form that they will have to complete, and once they've completed that process, we then process the application.
Right.
One of the challenges we found, though, is that, especially for a social pension, there are persons in that cohort who may not have a birth certificate. They do have the national ID, but they don't have birth certificate. So,
and age being critical
to
because
we need to establish that you are 75 years and older to qualify for the social pension.
So what do we do?
So we have an attestation.
Attestation, right? Yes, we have that.
Yes, that we use to facilitate that process, where persons who are no more than 5 years younger than the person can attest to the age of the applicant. So they usually somebody from their community who they would have perhaps gone to school with would say, I know this person and I know my age. So based on my age, I can establish that this person has to be at least 75 years and older.
Right.
To be honest, though, we are also hoping that when the needs come into full force, it will make it easier for some persons as well.
Got it. So you have your documentation, you sign you fill out the form, and what timeline are we talking about here in terms of it going through, the application going through?
Well, our service level agreement states that we should have the person paid within 2 cycles.
Oh, okay.
So, and I did indicate before that it's a bi-monthly payment.
Yes, you did.
So you may not catch the first payment after you apply, but certainly by the second one, you should start receive payments.
Got it.
But I can say typically persons receive during the first payment after they apply.
Got it.
Yes.
Social Security, on one hand, you have what is paid out,
right,
how people are benefiting, but on the other hand, you have to ask the question, how do we keep affording this?
Right.
So financial sustainability in the long term, how can the government ensure that these programs remain sustainable?
So this was a matter that was front of mind for the government. And some years ago, we did reforms to the National Insurance Scheme. One of the reforms we did was to put in law that every 3 years, by law, we are required to do the actuarial review to establish the sustainability of the National Insurance Fund. The National Insurance Fund is that fund that holds the financial resources of the scheme. So the contributors' contributions go to that fund. And so we ensure through our actuarial reviews, which are current, that the fund is sustainable.
Got it. So, and just to underline a few things, the reviews are every 3
years.
3 years.
Every 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go down, as we're almost at the tail end of the interview, to the granular level. We've been talking about the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, but on to the community level. How have you found the community responding to these programs and helping the older persons make access?
So, as you can imagine, a lot of persons try to access our programs.
Yeah.
As I indicated, we have over 150,000 or near 150,000 NIS pensioners. We also have 66,000 older persons on path. And on the social pension, we have just about 16,000 persons. But that is a newer program, so you can imagine.
Newer, like
Since 2021, when it was established.
Right.
So we partner a lot with persons in the community. We're finding a lot of demand from churches and other NGOs when they have their fairs or other information sessions. They reach out to our staff in the parishes to partner with them to give information. And if you can allow me, even my own church, we recently had a health fair, and we did partner with the ministry, and I thought the feedback was great from the citizens who came and were appreciative of the services that they were able to receive right there in their community. No taxi fare, no bus fare, right there in their community.
That was what I was going to ask. So at a health fair like that, they were able to sign up right there.
They're able to sign up. We've equipped the staff with all the necessary equipment that they can do the processing right there.
Right. So it doesn't just take a village to raise a child. It takes a village to care for the older persons as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Making it available. We did touch on digital tools a little bit. Have you found the uptake happening readily in that space? So,
as we said, we mandated that all NIS benefits are to be paid since 2016 by direct deposit.
Right.
And so, as of now, 80% of our pensioners receive benefits by direct deposit to bank accounts. All of our social pensioners are paid digitally, whether through direct deposit or through remittance payments. So there's no check involved, no paper. Everything is digital. We do recognize, though, that some older persons may be reluctant to engage. And so through one of our other agencies, National Council for Senior Citizens, we do host digital literacy classes where persons can come and they feel comfortable. They are there with other older persons. So, they can feel comfortable and ask any questions, and they usually leave more comfortable.
And get the walkthrough.
After getting the walkthrough.
So I have to ask this one before we close. Is there anything that you could tell us about how the private sector, non-governmental organizations perhaps, can support and supplement these social security programs?
So similarly, we work with the private sector. I can think of during Hurricane Beryl, during COVID, we had a lot of private sector entities coming and joining with the ministry, helping us with distribution of food packages. Yes. So, we do work closely with the private sector and other NGOs as well.
More hands make the lifting light.
Light work. That's right.
All right. I want to give you a few seconds here at the end to speak directly to the audience. Older persons are watching, persons who are caretakers for older persons are watching. What would you have to say to our audience?
So at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, we offer a wide range of programs which cater to older persons. If you know an older person, or you yourself are an older person, and you need some benefit from the government, you need some assistance. We know life happens and sometimes you need some help. Please contact us. We are available in every parish. And if not, you can look out. We do have our satellite offices where you can come and access our benefit. We look forward to serving you and serving you well.
Look forward to serving you and serving you well. The benefit is there for those who need it.
That's right.
Right. All Jamaicans taken together. This has been another exciting discussion centered on getting you all the facts about both the achievements and the challenges of Jamaica's social security programs for older Jamaicans. I'm sure you've been enlightened. Our seniors deserve to live their golden years with dignity, with comfort, and respect. Strengthening social security isn't just a government responsibility, it's a national duty. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Mrs. Audrey Dear Williams, Chief Technical Director, Ministry of Labor and Social Security. And until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching and take care.
The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin will be conducting the 2025 Jamaica Survey of Living Conditions JSLC starting August 2025. For over 30 years, PIOJ analysis of JSLC data has helped to shape national policy, including on education, healthcare, and social support. When the JSLC team visits your home, participate. Your voice helps guide real solutions. For more information, visit statinja.gov.jm or WhatsApp Statin at 876-569-1083.
Motherhood is a blessing many enjoy, and yet with all that joy, there may be challenges, one of which can be breastfeeding. But not to worry, we have a lactation consultant with some tips to help make the process easier. Here's more.
The phrase breast is best is not just a mere campaign slogan for healthcare bodies. Breast milk is often called a baby's first superfood, and for good reasons. Packed with all the essential nutrients, antibodies, and natural protection newborns need, it gives children the best possible start in life.
There is nothing else that can replicate breast milk exactly. So as a result, all of the health organizations have recommended that for those first 6 months, in order for baby to grow effectively, they get breast milk exclusively for 6 months.
Beyond just nutrition, breastfeeding strengthens the bond between mother and child, boosts immunity, lowers the risk of childhood illnesses, and supports healthy growth and development. Despite this fact, for many new mothers, breastfeeding can be a challenge.
So one of the things that you want baby to do once initially breastfeeding is to latch properly. So you want to get them to open wide. How we get baby to open wide is to use the nipple to touch the nose or the top lip, and they will try to open wide, feeling what is there. And once they open wide, you want to push the nipple as far back in the mouth as possible, and you want the baby to latch onto the areola. So contrary to popular belief, we don't want the baby to latch onto the nipple, we want them to latch onto the areola. So as far back as possible. So where my fingers are is where you want baby to latch. You don't want them latching here. That's what causes pain, cracked and bleeding nipples, and maybe baby doesn't get enough milk. Usually, if it is that mommy has a flat or an inverted nipple, which tends to happen in a lot of moms, is we think that they can't breastfeed, which is not true. So what you want to do is you want to ensure that the baby can still latch onto the areola. So you usually want to pinch where you can create an area of flesh, and once the baby can latch here, that's ideal.
And there are different positions and techniques that can be used to improve the bond between mother and child.
The first position is the cradle hold, and what I like to point out to my mommies is that a lot of times when the baby is positioned in this way, the hand might be in the way. So you simply put this hand around you to hug, so it's a tummy to mommy motion. So there is a connection between mommy and baby. The second position is the crossed cradle hold, where you have your opposite hand to breast to support the head and the neck and the back. This is good for small babies or babies that tend to move their head a lot. The next position is the football hold. So this one is where you have the baby directly to the breast. You're having them under, so it's more like a rugby hold, but okay, football hold. You have them directly at the breast. And for those babies that have an oral restriction and the tongue can't move up effectively, this is less gravity working against the baby, so that's the football hold. The next position is the side lying position. So this is where you lay on the bed and the baby's on the same side that the breast is on. So you'll be laying on your side and baby is latching this way. Good for mommies to just get rest. They can breastfeed feed while resting, or if you had a C-section and you don't want to have the baby rubbing on your incision site, the side lying hold is another good position. Another one is the reclined position. So you can be laying on the bed, or you can be in a rocking chair, slightly reclined, and the baby's on top of you. Also good for babies that have an oral restriction. And then the last one, which is probably the least common, is the koala, or the upright feeding position. This one is good for babies that tend to have a lot of spit up, or they might have some sort of reflux or any sort of other gastric issues. You feed the baby in an upright position, of course, supporting the head, neck, and back so that the milk stays down in the stomach for a longer period, making the reflux or the spit up less.
If you are determined to breastfeed exclusively in the first instance, stay away from things such as pacifiers.
A pacifier is exactly what it's called. It's to pacify the baby, so it can mask hunger cues. So because breast milk is supply and demand,
and this can affect when and if the mother produces breast milk.
Because breast milk is supply and demand, if we are pacifying the baby's cues when they should be fed, then each time that the baby is not fed on demand, we're telling the body to make that much less milk. So because the baby should be fed as often as possible and for as long as the baby wants, that's what on demand means. If we're not meeting demand, then we're telling the body to make less.
And of course, to know just when to feed your baby, there are some cues you can look out for.
So some hunger cues are a baby turning their head to the side, rooting for the milk, putting their hand to the mouth, maybe smacking. Earlier hunger cues are if the baby is sleeping and they start to turn in the sleep, or their eyes are fluttering under closed eyelids. There are multiple things that you can look for with a baby to know that they're hungry. Crying is a late hunger cue. So, when you're hungry and cold sweat wash you, that's crying. So that's usually a late time. But most times that's what signals us to say baby is hungry. Other things that can tell if your baby is full is you'll know they'll be satisfied. So usually at the start of a feed, if they're hungry, their fist will be tight. And as the baby's tummy starts to get full, they start to relax and the hand opens up and it drops to the side. If they're feeding on the breast, they will literally come off. They'll spit the nipple out and they'll come off and their body will relax and they will sleep. At that time, I usually say to mommy, okay, take the baby, burp them, try them again. If they turn their head to the side and still sleeping, you know baby is full.
And breastfeeding is not only good for babies. For mothers, it provides health benefits such as reducing the risk of certain cancers and promoting faster recovery after birth. That is why family and partner support is very important in a mother's breastfeeding journey.
So I have seen a lot of breastfeeding journeys fail because of lack of support. A mother leans into what is around her. So even if it is that she has all of the notion to say she wants to and she can, if there are people around her saying that she can't or having her question herself, her journey fails sooner rather than later. I see a lot of people coming, that's all you express, that's all the baby getting. No, you need to encourage. Any amount of milk expressed or given is a lot. So encourage mommy. If she can't do it fully, that's okay. If she needs to supplement, that's okay. But the support is very, very important in making a breastfeeding journey successful.
Say goodbye to the paper trail. Your motor vehicle registration certificate has gone fully digital. No more stickers, no more paper clutter, just one thing you'll need: a valid email address. It's faster, it's safer, it's smarter.
We have come to the end of today's show. I do hope that you enjoyed this package. To catch a repeat of this or any other, feel free to log on to our website at jis.gov.jm. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.